Welcome to the OnlyFans
Welcome to the OnlyFans roast of Bert Kreischer.
Okay, guys, so I'm going to try to give you a short review of the Bert Kreischer roast.
I'm your host, Trevor Wallace, and I am honored to be here at this Make-A-Wish Foundation. And
I'm going to get straight to the point. You're probably going to say to me, Hector, hey, is this a good show? Was this good? Is it worth to watch it? Yeah, it's fine. Like, it's mid, honestly. Like, comparing it to the Comedy Central roast, I think it's a far lesser product than the original, somewhat original. Everything about it seems a lot less. It's a lot less of it, because it's just like the production is way less, the stage is more smaller, the audience seems more smaller, everything is just more smaller and compact, so it's not a very big kind of venue or show. Seems more of a personal, private. We get a couple of fans in here, and then we have our co-workers, the comedians that are around Whitney's circle. Seems kind of like that. So you're not gonna be seeing like a very big, highly produced show. It's gonna feel like more of a YouTube kind of produced show, kind of like a Mr. Beast highly produced, very well funded YouTube video. Now we get to the jokes, because honestly, like, are the jokes good? Are the roasts good? Are the roasters good? And honestly, I feel like they could have done better. They weren't like comedy, like the Comedy Central roast, like their jokes when they were like compared to the Comedy Central jokes, the roast, these are really tame to me, because like I feel like on the Comedy Central roast, they were a lot more savage, a lot more willing to be more edgier and push a little bit of the limit.
What a teeny little pimp. Man, being a pimp ain't easy, especially when you gotta stand on phone books to smack a bitch.
Compared to that, this is a little bit more tame. Of course, you're gonna hear like the common things that, what Bert does is like take off his shirt, like, oh, he's fat.
Bert, you also have one of my favorite jokes, and you guys have probably heard it in every one of his specials. It starts with take off his shirt, blah, blah, blah.
He's an alcoholic. He doesn't take care of his kids, is like all those kind of things.
Some situation comes up that Isla's in, and then Isla says, and I quote, something you made up that Isla said.
Like, I think the best roaster is probably Trevor Wallace. I'm pretty sure, to me, I feel like the VIP of that event. He had the best jokes, the best comebacks, the best stage presence. He was really well suited and prepared to host the show, and he did a great job. As the same way as like Seth MacFarlane did back when he was doing the Comedy Central roast. Like, honestly, it's not like the greatest, but he did a really nice job compared to the other roasters. Like, of course, like, these jokes are scripted and whatnot, and it's also rehearsed, but it feels like it's a lot more tame. There's not a lot of like heavy roasting on Bert. Like, they could have gone a little bit more harder on him, but I think Whitney came out and said that she kind of went a little bit more softer on him because Bert is a little bit more sensitive.
How come you went with Bert's before yours?
For a couple reasons. Number one, I think most people hate female comedians.
Most people? I'm kidding.
No, I think that like Bert's is actually much like warmer. Like, mine is savage.
Really?
Mine is savage. Hannah Stocking hosts mine.
Yeah, Hannah's great. Love her.
Everybody's stage time wasn't like. I feel like it needed more. Like, this show should have ran a little bit more longer. This was like 50 minutes, but they should have made it a little bit more longer. I feel like they did cut a lot of stuff, and I think they did, because Whitney showed like a couple of deleted scenes of Trevor Wallace roasting.
We're going to play some of Trevor's jokes that we didn't end up putting in the first cut, but we're going to do a big like super cut, drop some extra uncut jokes later. Uncut jokes, because I prefer uncut.
So they did take out a bunch of stuff, but I don't know why they did it though, because it's like it's online, like you're not gonna be showing ads or anything for it, you know. So that kind of like baffles me.
It was 3 hours of bangers, you know what I mean? But it's like, I was like, do we do an hour and a half?
No,
and then OF is like, they're like, well, most of our,
is naked women. We don't know anything.
You know what? Yes and no, but like they're doing a lot of like TV
Production,
stuff.
Yeah.
And
no, I get it. I have a meeting with them coming up.
They're like 15 minutes is usually what we do. So I'm like, let's just do 50 minutes, because these are going to be roasts. They're both going to be 50 minutes. And then let's see if we lose any retention, whatever. And then regardless, I'm going to do other remixes dropping later of the other.
But other than that, I think, from the stage, the production, the jokes, it was all mid compared to the Comedy Central roast. So like, I'm like, this roast is still kind of like below the Comedy Central roast in a way, because everything's just a lot more smaller and feels more independent. But it's okay. It's not bad, but it's not great. It's in the middle. It's a mid roast. And that's it. That's it. That's all I got to say for it. It was fine. I think Whitney, maybe when she does another roast, and if it's not Bert, it'll probably be a lot better. She'll probably go a little bit more harder than on Bert. But yeah, that's all I got to say. Give this a like, give this a subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time, and bye.
That was fucking the machine. Not you, but her vibrator. Don't get me wrong, Bert is still in love with his wife. After they have sex, he is shaking, because he hasn't had a drink in 5 minutes.